Blessed be y'all, this is Jen Freeman. I want to talk about cleaning things out today. Today I was working on my closet, getting rid of some clothes that I can't wear anymore because they gotten too big. You know, I had a whole bin of stuff that actually I put it away because at the time it was too small for me, and I figured, you know, I'd get down to size and eventually wear it, and well, that kind of passed before I could actually delve into the bin and use any of the stuff. Well, I found a few things that still fit, but you know, in the middle of this, my mom calls and she's like, "You could take that down to Goodwill." I'm like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. I refuse to feel guilty about not donating stuff. I know other people could use it, but you know, I want it out of my life. I don't want to have to take another bunch of time out of my schedule, figure out where the fuck the place is, you know, drive over there, because it's never anywhere close to where you want to your usual stuff is. No, you got to make a special trip. When you get there, you may or may not figure out what the heck to do with the stuff. You know, I've been down that road. And you know, trusting somebody else, people are always saying, well, I'll take that down there for you, you know, and a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, it's still sitting there. And you know, I've been guilty of that too, you know, because I was gonna take stuff, and you know, people left me stuff to take when I took my stuff, and I never got around to taking it. And eventually, well, it got recycled in other ways, but anyway, you know, I refuse to feel guilty about it. I want this stuff out of my life. And I'm trying hard to get stuff out of my life, and people are trying to guilt me into stuff that I don't have the energy to deal with. And you know, this happened. I don't know. You know, another example, a friend of mine helped me clean out the garage, and some of the stuff I decided I am ready to part with this stuff. I don't want you know, at one time it had good memories to it, but you know, it's gone. And it's like, you know, I don't want to have to look at it anymore. Well, you know, he picked it up and is using it, and so consequently, you know, I still see it sometimes when I see him, and I still have to think about it. It's like, I hope it wears out quickly. I hope it falls apart quickly so I don't have to look at it anymore. And, but I found that it's very satisfying to just throw stuff away. I often will do things like, you know, just say thank you for your service. You know, because at one time these things meant something to me. These things were, you know, clothes that I wore through good times, through bad times. They served me well. But now, you know, they're either worn out, or you know, they're not the right size anymore, or you know, I just, for one reason or another, the love affair is gone. And so consequently, I find myself secretly throwing stuff away, because you know, I don't want anybody to know that I'm throwing it away, because I don't want anybody poking through it and picking stuff back out that I'm going to have to look at again, because they're using it, because they see it as something. Oh, well, you don't want that? Okay. And I doubt that they understand that I wanted that out of my life. I was ready to part with that, and that got short circuited. Because now, I still end up looking at it because they're using it, and I am still associated with them. So it's a weird thing when you try to redo your life and stuff, and you find that people, they don't mean to be an impedance to it. They're not looking to harm you in any way. They're not looking to mess with your head or anything. But often they will, oh, you don't want that? Well, let me have it. And they don't know that there was a lot. It took a lot for you to put that in the trash can. And if they take it and keep using it, you still got that attachment in it. So yeah, I do find myself secretly throwing things away, and I'm going to have to learn to keep my mouth shut about any sort of cleaning anything out that I do, because I don't want to deal with that energy anymore of they're throwing guilt at you because you're putting it in the trash rather than recycling it in some way. And I need it out of my life. I need a fresh start. I need to start things over again. That's why my whole wardrobe is like that. Most of the shirts I can still wear pretty well, and they're not a circus tent, but I threw away a couple of shirts. I mean, it's a circus tent, on me now. It was actually big when I first got it anyway. So anyway, that's what I'm working on. I'm working on rebuilding how I want to dress. I don't really know how I want to dress, and I've bought some stuff just to see how it feels, that sort of thing. And it's a process, and it feels good, and I keep going down in sizes, and that feels good. I'm almost at the point where I could go to a regular store and buy some stuff, and not have to go to the big and tall shop anymore. So that feels good, and I'm looking forward to the stuff that I couldn't buy it in a larger size anyway. So that's where I'm at. I'm cleaning stuff out. I'm still in the process of cleaning stuff out. Getting my life shaved down so that there's not so much stuff weighing me down. It feels good to do, because I held on to so much stuff for so long because I didn't feel good, and I could wrap myself up in a nice memory of something, of some event or something like that. Something I've noticed, I used to not have a whole lot of clothes, and so the ones that I had, I wore them frequently, and they tended to wear out fairly fast because I wore them a lot. And I usually, when I go on a trip somewhere, I usually buy a t-shirt, and those t-shirts would wear out in a couple of years, and then it's time to take another trip and get something else. Well, that hasn't been happening lately, since I tend to have much more clothes and stuff, so I don't wear them out that fast. And some of them have lost their meaning because they're now, 5, 10, 15 years old, and that memory is gone. Before, a couple of years, and they still had a nice memory to them, and I finally had to part with them because they're worn out, and it was kind of a good thing that they did, and it's just different. So I am watching all these differences and recognizing it. Most of them aren't bad or good, they're just differences. But I find a lot of times I find some meaning in that. I find how I have lived my life. I find how I am I discover more of how I want to be from the things that I look at the past and I see that was good, and I will take those things and try to implement the good things in the future. This is Jen Freemind. A few thoughts for today. Blessed be y'all.